Hello, it's Mr. Luke Unplugged, and yeah, I wasn't gonna do a video like this. I was gonna like maybe put some bullet points on so I can stay a little bit more on track. But I've just finished my hour drive back home. It's Monday from teaching, and I just want to share some thoughts on being a new teacher and give some positive. And the reason why I want to give some positive is there's a lot of negative out there right now with teachers leaving the profession, different reasons why they're leaving. Could it be kids, parents, administration, not feeling like they get the support? And a lot of the positive just gets drowned out. So I want to do this quick video on what my day was like today because I had a lot of little wins. I've been in this long-term substitute position now for this is going on to my 4th week. I've done 3 other classes during this school year, and next year I go into my first full-time assignment teaching 4th grade. But this 1st grade class had an amazing teacher before me. I've never been in a class where the kids have been, we really miss our teacher. And I know the teacher, not personally, but I've worked with her for 3 years while I was doing my student teaching and my practicum and doing the studies, and she's really amazing, and I want my kids to feel that way when I leave too. But the little wins are in those little moments. Like today there's an EL student in the class and hasn't really been speaking a lot, but over the last couple weeks started to come out with some words, started to communicate with me a little bit more. And now to see a dramatic change in as little as 4 weeks, the kids wanting to participate in like some language lessons. So one of the things that we do is they'll have some words up on the board, and usually the whole class will sit there and then the teacher says the word, the kids repeat the words, and I turned it into a game to where each kid has a number. And when the number's called, they come up, they face they'll face the rest of the students, and then the students have to sound out the word. The student who's facing the other student has to guess what that word is. And now she's putting a hand up because she wants to be a part of it. And her confidence is so sky high because after each word, even if it's not right, we celebrate. So the kids, I think the word was crush, and the kids sounded out rush. It was funny because some of them did like at the end, and we do it a few times. The kid got it right, turned around, eyes lit up, amazing. Like that is a why, right? Making a difference in a child's life and giving them the confidence that they can do something that they didn't think that they could. I hear it all the time. Mr. Luke, I can't do this. Mr. Luke, I can't do that. And all it takes is for you as the teacher to give them that confidence so that they can do it. And it didn't just come from like in the classroom. It was building the relationship before then. Like I make a big deal when the kids come in through the hallway, make a big deal at lunchtime, like sit with them at lunch, play with them at recess. Don't just stand in one spot. So I'm getting all these little touch points where I can build the relationships with the kids. Another little win that I had, I'm gonna have to hold the tripod here. It starts getting a little bit heavy. I didn't realize how heavy it could actually get. Another little win that I had was the kids are used to writing like 2 sentences, or you'll tell them I want you to write 2 or 3 sentences, and it'll always go to the minimum. So I started upping it to like 4 sentences. I'm really challenging them to expand on their sentences. Expand the vocabulary that they're learning, using commas, using periods, using capital letters. And there's some kids who just are not that confident in their writing. My last assignment was 4th and 5th grade, so that was like modes of writing, introducing them to what a biography is, what the different types of essays that they can write, whether it's like a persuasive or an informative essay. And with 1st grade, they kind of just want to write just little sentences, be done, draw their picture, and kind of rush through it. So now I started taking our time with it, and now the kids are writing like 4 and 5 sentences. One kid showed me wrote like 2 pages. It was absolutely stunning, like using words such as next, also, finally, however. It's like, wow, like this vocabulary was just learning. It wasn't just one student, like two or three were using it as well. And for me, that was another why, to give them confidence in writing, because reading and writing are two things that they've always been important, and for some reason it seems like it hasn't been important. There's kids who can't read at grade level. We're not writing a lot anymore. There's a lot of like just putting kids on an iPad or typing onto a laptop. So what I've done is I'll get them to write it and then transfer it, so they're getting both. Another little win is like the call to actions. I said it in one of my other videos. The call to action, or the attention grabber, as some teachers call them. I mean, your kids are just they're all chatty, they're all talky, and you just want to get their attention because you're either wanting to calm them down or they've just come in from a transition. And one of the teachers was using class, and they would repeat yes, ma'am. So I tried it and they repeated yes, ma'am. So now I've introduced like 80s and 90s songs. One of the chants that we use is people of the world, and the kids will say spice up your life, and then I say every boy and every girl, and they say spice up your life, and they'll do this action with it. Another one was I will never give you up, and the kids are like, I'll never let you down. And I had a kid come in today, and she was like, hey, Mr. Luke, so we looked up those songs last night that we were doing. I was like, oh yeah, you did? Did you like them? She's like, yeah, and we listened to some ones, and she started coming up with her own ideas for some attention grabbers that we could use in class. Sorry if the camera's starting to get shaky. My arm's starting to get kind of tired, and I got nothing to hold this thing onto. And that came from a parent message that I sent home. I always do a video update to parents, and I let them know what it is that we're doing in the classroom, and to have some conversation starters with their kids on what class was like. And instead of like coming home saying how was school, kid says it was good, and that's the end of the conversation, I can give some conversation starters to parents. And one of the conversation starters was to ask them about the attention grabber songs that we've been using from the 80s and 90s. And it was real cool to have that kid come in and start saying that she's learning the song and she listened to some more of the words and that she was getting involved. So it shows that it's working in other ways. I just want to let you are all doing an amazing job. Veteran teachers, new teachers, substitute teachers, para pros, like keep at it. Remember your why of why you got into teaching. I chose this career. I'm a career switcher. I'm 40 years old. I was in sales for 20 years, chose to do this. And for me, it's so much more rewarding contributing to lives and what it is a company's bottom line. And I look at the classroom like an amusement park, because I love amusement parks. But you've got those rides, like the roller coasters, right? They're up and down, and you can probably attach a kid to that. There's a haunted house. You probably can attach a kid to the haunted house. You've got the calm kids, like with the merry-go-round. And an amusement park is always fun. There's always something going on. There's different things. You don't know what to expect. And if you just go into the classroom like that and take out most of the rules that you've been taught, the things that we're scared to do now, like do them. I think that's why like new teachers succeed in the beginning, is because we're like kids and we don't really know what can fail, so we go and try it, right? Kids will jump into the ocean, but as soon as you tell them that there might be sharks in the ocean, well, there's a second thought right there. So it's taking the fun away from being in the ocean. There's a show called Brain Games that I was watching, and there was one episode where there was a red dot in the middle and there was two orange or like yellowish rectangles, one above, one below. And they asked adults what it could be. Like, hey, just come up with what this might be. And then they asked kids to just come up with what this could be. And kids like outperformed adults by a mile. And I think it's because kids, they're full of creativity. They haven't been exposed to rules, thinking one-dimensionally. They'll be like, hey, let's try this, let's do it, and then learn from the consequences afterwards. And then it's not fear, it's more of, okay, hey, let's adjust. And as teachers, that's going to help us if we can not go into the fear, go into the negativity, not look forward to Friday. Let's look forward to Monday. Again, yeah, we're all working hard and it's not easy. There's a lot of things that go into it that people don't know. And even when I was in my substitute teaching and now that I'm teaching, there's different things that I'm doing that I didn't think that I would be doing. There's things in college that they don't teach you, how to prepare for some of the things. But all in all, today was an amazing day, and I've never had a bad day. Never. I've had kids hit me. I've had classes go upside down. I thought that they were on the tracks and they were off the tracks. But each day I just remind myself, I want to get better than what I was yesterday. And I carry that on into my classrooms as well. So sorry if this was like a ramble, but I really wanted just to throw out some positives there. And don't quit. Don't quit. Ask yourself before you quit, are the kids going to be better with someone else than what they're going to be with you? Because if the answer is no, they're going to be better with you, you can't quit. You can't. I know that there's the mental aspect of it, like our own sanity. But go into that classroom like it was day one, where you had no fear and you were willing to try things. Give the kids like second chances, third chances, fourth chances. Don't dread the kid that is not in your class and the class runs great and then they're in your class and it just goes downhill. Like those are the kids that need you. All right. But that's it for me. I'll be trying to give as much advice as I possibly can, especially to new teachers and substitute teachers. I'm trying to give advice to teachers as well. So if you like the advice that is in these videos, just give me a subscribe, a like, comments as well. Please comment on things that you're experiencing, things that you would like to talk about. That's a big help, like building a community of teachers that we can support each other. Even if you're on the brink of quitting and you just can't figure something out and maybe a new approach, like you can always restart. You can always restart. Again, Mr. Luke Unplugged, and you have just unplugged.
Help us grow this channel and join us and subscribe.